Hey everybody, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, March 18th. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a great week. I tried recording this video earlier because I had been asked to show the cats, and so I tried to record it in the house, and it was a hot mess, I'm telling you. I showed some of the cats, but then they were fighting with each other. One of them threw up on the rug because the majority of our house is stained concrete, so of course they run to an area rug to throw up. So I had to stop and clean that up, and I just gave up. It was horrible. So we're back out here in my dungeon, and I'll try again next week because now everybody's awake in the house. And they just make it that much more difficult. So we will try again next week with the cats. Maybe they'll behave a little better on camera. I hope everybody had a great week. Sorry, there's like a spot on my glasses that's driving me nuts. The week for me was, I guess, what's really standard. I like weeks where things just don't happen. That's what I want to be standard, you know, just kind of go with the flow. And that's what doesn't happen. So we're still super busy at the office, long hours. Wyatt and Dax had drill yesterday. They had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning. And it was after midnight, probably close to 1, when I actually went to bed Friday night. So when they got up and left, I stayed up for a little while. And then Abigail needed a new phone. I took her into town to do that, and I came home and took a 4-hour nap. Can you call it a nap when it's 4 hours? That's not much less than what I call a full night's sleep around here. So, anyway, I had gotten a question about where this little one came from, my little Indian. I haven't put it with the Valentine's Day stuff, so it's out. This little Indian girl. And it is out of this magazine. It's a leaflet, it's not a magazine. Mary Darrow's Tumbleweeds and Cross Stitch, converted by Robert Tucker, is what it says on there. This is what the back looks like. It has some really cute stuff, and I want to do this one. I'll do more of them. This would be cute just to put out at Easter. I like this one, but this is what it came out of. And that is one that I found on eBay or Listia or something like that. I also got asked what is the oldest magazine I have. And I have magazines out here all over the place. There are some in here. There are some in a shelf over there. There are some stacked in the corner. There are some that are kitted with projects. They're just in different places for different reasons for what I want to do with them. So I was kind of just quickly looking through things last night. I don't even know that I looked where everything is, just kind of hit and miss to see what was the oldest. And when I was going through stuff, I came across this one. For the Love of Cross Stitch, I think this one was from 1990, July of 1990. It's not my oldest one, but I pulled it out because I actually did the piece on the front. I'm sorry, it's so you can see everything on the bulletin board behind you. It's so glary. I don't know how to get rid of the glare. Anyway, I finished this in 1996. I framed it myself. I didn't do anything pretty on the back. It just is in there. But y'all, this has been framed since 1996, and it is framed on the sticky board. I know some people have had really bad experiences with it. I haven't yet. I don't know if environment makes a difference, you know, humidity, those kinds of things, because I know people have had their items ruined or discolored, or where bugs get in there and eat it. I haven't had any of those experiences. For me, it's worked out great. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but so far this has worked for me. I have pieces that are older than that that are on the sticky board with no problems. But again, if you've had a bad experience, why would you ever try it again? I wouldn't. But I did find, oh, I have to tell you, last night because that sits on a bookshelf in our bedroom, and last night I was getting it to put in on the dining table, because that's where I tried to record earlier. And I was getting that to set in there because I didn't figure Dax would want me messing around with it while he was sleeping this morning, in case I knocked something else over. So I didn't say anything. He was watching a basketball game, and I just got it and left the room and came back in, and he's like, and then another episode of Weird Things Your Wife Does at Midnight. It's like, I have a reason. Come on. It's okay because he thinks I'm nuts all the time anyway. My oldest magazine is this Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. This is the oldest one I found. I won't swear that it's my oldest, but this is from January, February of 1986. And I have pretty full subscriptions from, I know, going into the 90s, where I just kept getting a subscription. And I think I just quit getting them because when the kids were born and stuff, even before that probably, I quit doing so much of it. I had gotten to a point where I was like, well, everything in the house cannot be covered in cross stitch. And I've gotten over that. Everything in the house absolutely can be covered in cross stitch if I stitch it. So there is that. Okay. Well, here, I'll show you this before I put it down there and stack things on top of it. I got the book in. Last week, I had said that I ordered 2 books from Amazon and that there was something wrong with the banking information. So I went in and just put in my debit card information, and both books told me they canceled, and then this one, I got an email that it had shipped. I haven't heard anything back about the other one, so I guess it canceled. That's a sign I didn't need it. I probably already have it, and that's why things fell into place that way, right? Anyway, this one, I really think it's a cute book. One of the things, I've just flipped through it real quickly, but one of the things that I really like is, like this, they may take this whole picture, and the pattern's in there for it, just like this. But then they show you, like, here it is. And then they take just this bottom part, and they made this to go around a birthday cake to sit on the stand. Or here they put it in the bib of a dress, for a birthday dress. But I like this a lot, where they took it and just pulled out the little girl and the puppy. But they do that with every pattern in here. They'll show you, like, here's another one that's a pretty filled in piece, and they'll take and pull out different parts of it and show you ways to break the pattern down and make things that are just completely different. So I really like that. I thought it was neat to encourage you to look at a full pattern and then think outside the box and pull from it what you might like. So, on to stitching. My piece out of This is the Little Witch. It came out of Cross Stitch magazine. From, I know it has a date in here. I know it does. Seriously, who puts the date three pages in? October 1992. And I'm doing the Little Witch on just a piece of linen. And it's really impressive. I put in another row. So 3 rows. I'm not feeling, I like this piece, but right now I'm just not feeling it. So even that extra row, I really had to make myself do that. I had to be like, work on it. And I put in a row and about 4 stitches on the next row, and that was it. That's all I had to give it. I was like, nope. I don't know what it is about it. I think maybe because it's so tiny. I don't know. But it gets put away now because today was the 18th and today's a new start. So I hope I'll do better on this new one. I don't know. We'll see though. I'll show you where I've gotten. But first, this Leisure Arts magazine from February of 1989, where I'm doing the Through the Year piece. It sounds like Through the Earpiece, doesn't it? Through the Year. I think I had all of this January and everything done last time. So June is a little sailboat. It's not quite done. It has some red that has to go in there and some waves under the boat. And then I worked a little bit on this flower also. It's white on white. Look at that. It is so hard. In little tiny stitches, white on white. That is taking so long. It really is. Okay, so I have things just stacked here, so they're not in any particular order. For my new start, it came out of Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft from Christmas of 1991. And I'm doing this Santa, but I am doing the full Santa, the whole thing. I started it, I'm doing it on this blue fabric, and I think it's a 26 or 28 count. I was counting it out and I got lost and decided it really didn't matter. I started it 1/1 and it was so tiny. I decided nope. And so I went back and I pulled that out and started again 2/2. And there you go. I know, right? Is that impressive or what? Wow. Yeah. So, maybe that'll get better. I hope so. I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see what I think about the 2/2. It still feels so small and it's kind of hard to count, which makes me, I don't know, maybe I do need to go back and for real count and see what count it is, because it feels way smaller than a 28. So, and maybe it's 30 or 32. I don't know, but even 2/2, it still seems really tiny. I may find myself changing fabric again. I don't know. I worked on linen and threads. Here's overall, this is it. This go round this week, I put in this bee. There you go. Once again, I'm grateful to the designer that he put a T in the bees. I don't even know him, but to recognize me like that is awesome, right? I am hoping this week to, I think this is July. This is 1 page in the pattern. And I think I'm farther than halfway, so I'm really hoping to get the bottom of that done. This one lends itself really well to cross-country stitching. Some of the others don't, but when it does, like these, this, and this, I just do one motif at a time. But this one has worked really well cross country. So when I can, I do that. I do feel like I get more, I don't know. I was going to say I feel like I get more progress done cross country, but when I do them motif by motif, I can see the motif finish. So really, I guess it depends on my frame of mind and how I can manipulate that when I'm doing it. Whew, I just flung a needle. Speaking of which, this morning I picked up one of those pieces to take it because I took everything into the house. And I'm like, uh-oh, this one doesn't have a needle. I've been working on it, so there is a wayward needle out here somewhere. So today I'm wearing shoes because I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I looked, but I can't find it. I worked on the Santa Claus that comes out of this November, December of '88 Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. It's this Santa Claus. I don't know what I'm thinking right now about it. I put on a leg, just one. Does Santa look like he's wearing thigh-high boots? That's all I can think of. Seriously. I don't know how I feel about Santa in thigh-high boots. I'm used to Santa in boots that come, you know, like mid-calf. Those feel thigh-high. And if the boot is thigh-high, I mean, is that like stocking height? I don't know. Is Santa wearing a garter too? As you can see, I'm having a little trouble with the concept of Santa in thigh-high boots, but you know, Santa can do what he wants, I guess. Really. I worked on the coffee piece, and I'm not doing mine on the black. I'm using a cream-colored fabric, Ada, and this DMC floss. It's number 4205. Variegated red. I did this week, like this part over in here, and I'm off, not surprising, somewhere in coming across on this part, I am off by a stitch or two. As you can see, these little parts right here should be in line right here, and they're not. This is in line with this, which is as it should be. But then when I went back and looked at this, those little 2 dots aren't even in there. They're on the pattern, but they're not here. There's something else that's not here that's on the pattern. Oh, the bottom of the E in Fresh is not in there. That says FRFSH. So, I am going to just pull those out and leave them out, because they're not in line where they should be. And I think it's fine without it. And the other stuff is in line. So, I think I'm just going to pull them out and leave it like that. We'll see. Anyway, that's where it is. I'm hoping to be able to get that done, like I said, by the end of the month. I really would like to get the Santa done through the year and this coffee piece by the end of the month. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I brought the sock in so that y'all could see. I'm like just barely back. I may have gotten a few more stitches in than what I had to rip out. I need to measure here and see how much further I need to go in order to start the heel. I'm hoping to have this sock done by the end of June, and that'll give me 6 months to get the other sock done. Yeah, like I said last week, I don't want to pressure myself, you know. 6 months to crochet a sock seems reasonable, right? Yeah, don't want to overdo it. What else? I don't think I've bought anything else. I've been amazingly good, surprisingly good. So yeah, I don't... Other happenings in the week. Thursday, I think it was. Thursday was a very exciting and eventful day. I caught another one of the cats at the office. That leaves me about 4 or 5 more to catch. The one I caught Thursday is very pregnant. I don't think she's had the kitten. She's in our garage. She's staying very well hidden. And I haven't heard any of the kittens. I go out there and look around to see if she's had them, but I haven't heard any kittens crying. So I was really afraid that with all that went on when I was catching her, that the stress of it would put her into labor. I was pretty nervous about it. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. But I knew once I got my hands on her, come hell or high water, she had to go into that pet carrier. And if she got away or I let her go, that it was game over. She would never let me close to her again. So that's what happened. She bit me up pretty good. If she had been pregnant, I'm pretty sure she would have been able to move around better and bite me up a whole lot more. But she got me here. This is all just bruised all around here. But she bit like right on the knuckle. So it's really sore because she had both sides. There are scratches. She got me a couple of times right here. There's bruising. The swelling has gone down. Both of those places were very swollen, and the warmth and the red from the fever have gone down. She got me, there are places here and on my thumb here. She bit me 2 or 3 times in the same spot on my thumb. But the worst part of it is, and the reason I have to keep the Band-Aid on it, is because I keep bumping it on everything and making it bleed. So anyway, that hasn't been fun. That has affected my stitching a little bit because everything was pretty sore for a day or two. So, especially with this knuckle being sore, it's hard to hold the hoop for any length of time. But it's all getting better. I got bitten up by one of them a couple years ago, so my tetanus shot is pretty up to date. I've had so many tetanus shots in my lifetime that I should be good for the rest of my life, really. As a kid, I swear I got one every summer because I always did something. I injured myself every summer somehow and had to get a tetanus shot. But like I said, I guess she's okay. She's staying hidden and I haven't seen her. After it happened, I still had to go pick up my order of groceries. I needed to go by the ATM at the bank and get some money. And so first I stopped at the pharmacy and got some wound wash and Band-Aids. I'm sure the girl at the pharmacy was like, I'm sure as soon as we left, she was like, I've got to go wash my hands because I was still bleeding when all of that was going on. And so I just had tissues with me, which was one of the reasons I needed the Band-Aids because I was still bleeding. But we cleaned them. Kirsten went with me. I cleaned them in the parking lot and put the Band-Aids on and all that kind of stuff. And then we went by the bank to the ATM, to the drive-thru, and the lady in front of me, there was a lady in front of me when we got there, and she pulled away, and when I pulled up, it was flashing continue transaction or return card. So I pushed return card, got her card, and took off after her, which terrified her, as it should, that somebody was following her. I was flashing my lights, waving my hands, trying to get her attention. She's detouring through a neighborhood, trying to lose me. But finally she got on a road where she got stuck at a red light. And so I got out, and I guess she didn't feel like I looked too intimidating once I got out of the car, and went and asked her some questions first. And that surprisingly she answered. But then I told her, you know, you left your ATM card in the machine, and gave it back to her, and she was incredibly grateful. Although when I was standing there talking to her again, I'm all bandaged up and bleeding in places that didn't have Band-Aids. She should have been nervous then too. Dax says I'm lucky I didn't get killed. But so I did that, and then went to the grocery store and got my groceries. I can live without the excitement of any of that. I really can. It would be perfectly fine with me. I just have to keep telling myself, where the cats are concerned, you're doing a good thing, you're doing a good thing. Especially when I'm getting chewed up trying to do a good thing. And our office building is in a strip of office buildings. They're actually on both sides of the parking lot. And I'm getting a lot of crap from one of the other tenants about the cats. And I try to kindly explain that I'm trying to catch these cats and take them away from there, and that it's not easy. They're feral cats, and I need for people to be patient. But now that I've been bitten up and she is the only one complaining, I'm done being nice about it, I'm pretty sure. I've tried to be firm in my stance, but still nice, but I am reaching the end of I'm reaching my limits, and I don't like to be mean, but gosh, once you get to the end of your limits, you don't really have a choice, do you? It just comes out. I hope we don't get there. I hope that the last email I got, which was week before last, from the president of the condo association, secretary, I hope that I was nice enough and firm enough for them to just leave me alone. But I guess we'll see. I'm just like, mostly I told them I'm not the one with the problem. This isn't my job, and maybe the person with the problem who keeps complaining should do something about it. Yeah, that didn't happen, so it's being left to me to handle it, but I guess I'm supposed to do it on her terms. I don't know. Off my soapbox. Sorry. Y'all didn't need any of that. I think that's it. Really, I'm looking around. Like I said, I didn't really get a lot of new stuff in. I've been really good. I went into Michael's one day last week, and when I was walking out, another lady walking in was like, you don't have any bags. You didn't buy anything? I was like, I know. It's like a miracle, but the wrong kind. So that's how good I've been. I'm not sure that I'm buying that it's good. I don't know. Okay. Thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry that the whole cat thing didn't work out. Like I said, I'll try again next week. Hopefully it won't be the madhouse that it was. It was ridiculous, y'all. I'm not even kidding. The one cat was throwing up. They were growling and arguing with each other. Another one was I left the pantry door open and he was trying to get into the tub of cat food. It was ridiculous. So we'll try again next week. I'll try to do it earlier when nobody is awake. You could hear the dogs barking outside, and we'll try to do better next time and see if we can't make that work. Other than that, I hope I answered everyone's questions. Thank y'all for the questions. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, the new subscribers. Welcome. I appreciate you all. And I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see y'all here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.